The DHL Stadium in Cape Town for the second consecutive year hosts a Vodacom United Rugby Championship semi-final. The defending champions, the DHL Stormers, hosting Connacht of Ireland. 3 Irish teams in the Vodacom URC semi-finals. Later this afternoon, it'll be Leinster against Munster from Dublin. But here we are in the mother city. A pretty pleasant afternoon, but a very, very strong wind blowing. Well, we say it's strong. It might be just a mild breeze for those from the west coast of Ireland, from Galway. So Connacht might feel a little more at home in the conditions this afternoon. Little tablecloth on Table Mountain. Couple of changes for the DHL Stormers. None of those in the front row, but Ben Jason Dixon into the second row with the injury to Marvin Orrie and Willie Engelbrecht replacing the injured Dion Fourie. No change in the halfbacks, Yankees and Libbok, nor in the midfield where Dan du Plessis and Ruan Nel continue. And Leolin Zas made a welcome return from injury in the quarter-final victory against the Vodacom Bulls last weekend and retains his place on the wing. It's a 5-3 split on the bench, unusually for the DHL Stormers head coach John Dobson, with Jean-Luc Duplessis included as an extra backline replacement. For Connacht, there have been no injury issues. A famous victory in Belfast last week against Ulster to win their place into this semi-final, and the same 23 that did duty last weekend, with Jack Carty, 15-point hero in Belfast, captaining the side, Bundy Aki and Tom Farrell in the midfield, and then John Porch, Mac Hansen and the legend of Connacht, Tiernan O'Halloran, in the full-back position. Also 5 forwards and 3 backline players on the bench for the men from Galway. And Jack Carty, who will win a 151st cap in this competition here this afternoon. 882 points, 100 of those this season. But the 15 most important ones came off that trusty right boot of his in last week's quarter-final. They beat Ulster in Belfast by 15 points to 10, and that allowed Jack Carty to bring his men from Connacht all the way to Cape Town for just a second semi-final. If you go back in the history of this competition, Pro 12, Pro 14, and now the United Rugby Championship, just one previous semi-final for Connacht, that in 2016 when they beat Glasgow by 16 points to 11. 2 Springbok forwards injured in the quarter-final last weekend for the DHL Stormers, so it's necessitated the shift in the second row, with Ruben van Heerden moving into the number 5 jersey to run the lineouts, and Ben Jason Dixon, who has been such a valuable player for the DHL Stormers this season, starting in the number 4 lock position, has played most of his rugby on the side of the scrum. Will this be Stephen Kitsoff's last game at the DHL Stadium as their captain? He heads to Ulster after the Rugby World Cup and has got another opportunity in front of his home crowd this afternoon. There is going to be a moment of silence observed for a long-standing servant of Western Province and Stormers rugby, Raven Maritz, who performed the role of ticketing manager for the union and the franchise for many, many years. Raven sadly passing away this morning.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
A fitting tribute to a great servant of rugby in the region. Almost set to go now with Mike Adamson of Scotland, the referee. And with me in commentary for this one, former Springbok hooker, Hanyani Shamangi. What an occasion. Almost 50,000 expected in here this afternoon, Shim.
Yeah, certainly is, Matthew. The crowd's expected. Doubling up on a massive crowd again here at Greenpoint Stadium. Very windy out there, but they've come in their numbers to support their team against the giant killers, Connacht. A lot of people thought they wouldn't get this far in this competition, but here they are. Bundy Aki will be instrumental. He gets the momentum He's the power in the back line. Can they do it again? Can they upset the Stormers at home? It's Billy Engelbrecht in place of Dion Fourie. Big game expected of him. Massive game expected of him.
So Jack Carty, Connacht's captain, kicks off deep towards the DHL Stormers 22-meter area. Early touch for Dan Duplessis, one of the standouts in a Stormers jersey this season.
Yeah, it's out. Ball is out.
Springbok scrum half.
Beyond the feet.
Herschel Yankees. With an excellent pass away to Mani Lebok, who for a second consecutive year finds himself as leading point scorer in this competition.
That's for you.
185 in this season's URC. And 18 of those points coming in the quarter-final victory against the Vodacom Bulls last weekend here in Cape Town. Dave Heffernan, no contest at the line out, and it's Josh Murphy with the early take. Awkward bouncing ball. Brilliantly handled though.
Onside.
Joseph Dweba with the mistake, lost forward. It's going to be an early scrum for Connacht. Just very well handled by Leolin Zas. That awkward kick into the Stormers 22. But then this unforced error has gifted Connacht a scrum.
Joseph Dweba will be disappointed with that. He looked up. As that ball came, he looked at his eyesight. They looked up to see the defenders in front of him. So knocked it on, but to get the first scrum of the game, we could already see the factor with the win, Matthew. Mani Lebok probably wanted more distance from that initial kick to
keep the space.
On the exit play. But Connacht in a good position here to get into their rhythm. A ruck and run team. With a guy like Carty, you saw Carty already mixing it up with a little offensive kick or attacking kick over the top, just to keep the Stormers defenders interested.
Crouch.
Dennis Buckley here on the loose head side for Connacht against a hugely experienced Frans Malherbe. 58 test matches for him.
Talk about the space. We must have space.
But Dennis Buckley with over 200 games in all competitions in the colours of Connacht.
Keep the space, please.
A one-club man, that's for sure, joining from the academy, making his debut all the way back in 2011. And right across this Connacht front row, massive experience. Finlay Beelum as well, heading towards 150 matches in this competition. Well, it goes straight to penalty and straight in front of the post. It's against Frans Malherbe.
Number 3's feet.
That's where
Number 3's feet.
Well, pretty clearly explained there, overextending. So that's the issue with this field. As soon as you move, you run the risk of slipping slightly. Simon Herber probably steps were probably slightly too big there, so he's trying to he's in a good position. And as he tries to move there, well, he didn't move his feet, he just slipped straight down.
Still think we can get more space. Yeah.
So Jack Carty,
we need more space. Okay.
Connacht's captain, with 11 internationals to his name, just 2 starts. Last made an appearance in the green of Ireland against France.
Just on the bind.
In 2022.
Closing, if we can try and work to keep it bigger.
And 100 points in this year's URC, all of them off the boot, no tries for the Connacht captain. And even with the windy conditions, just about as easy a kick as you could get. And Connacht reward for some early territory.
And territory, Matthew, you mentioned that the ability to get out your half and apply pressure or play the right side of the field is going to be crucial in today's game. So a pretty soft penalty from the Stormers to start with. The experience of Malherbe will kick in. He'll certainly know how to rectify that.
Deep down the middle from Mani Lebok, and Carty well positioned.
Live.
Stephen Kitsoff, who won the toss and elected to play against this southeast wind. It does swirl in this bowl-like stadium, but most of the wind will be at the backs of Connacht in the first half of this game.
So it's inside Connacht half.
But it is going to play havoc especially at line-out time as well. There'll be a lot of balls to the front of both line-outs. Brilliantly done by Herschel Jantjies, and Evan Roos taking his first contact of the game. Loose ball from both teams. Mac Hansen has to drop back, and it's hacked through by Libbok. John Porch coming across from his right wing to help out. Very messy on both sides. Little pop inside for Niall Murray.
Hold in front, outside.
And Carty from outside his 22-metre area. Dropping back is Damian Willemse for the Stormers. Looking for Angelo Davids, who lost it forward. Bandiaki.
Wait, stay here. No, stay back.
Finlay Beelan.
Advantage over.
Offload just before contact, then Prendergast. Locks flowing as he takes contact, the young number 8.
The ball comes, stay back.
He won his first test cap last November against Fiji. Connacht showing plenty of intent with ball in hand here. Happy to carry. There's a man down, it's Dennis Buckley. They're going to have to stop play for that, because though he's getting some attention to a head injury.
Good scrum. Yeah.
Actually, he looks okay. I think he went down and I'm not sure if he took one of the balls up off 9.
So number 7's tackled number 1 off the ball, so it's going to be a penalty against number 7.
Well, it is going to be a penalty. The TMO has come in. There was a penalty for a tackle off the ball. That's Willie Engelbrecht making the tackle on Dennis Buckley. Some early disciplinary issues costing the Stormers, but that's a missed attempt to touch from the penalty. And Willemse again goes down the middle. The bounce evading O'Halloran. Porch dropping back to assist his fullback. Gets away from one. Evan Roos having a go over the ball, then called off it by referee Mike Adamson. Connacht with a couple over to the left-hand side there. Contact from Bandiaki, and no one at home now as Caelan Blade goes to the boot, and Mac Hansen after it with intent. The hack through is from Niall Murray, and Herschel Jantjies to the rescue.
Grounded. Full line.
Anxious moments for the home side, the defending champions.
And this ball, great kick from Caelan Blade. Realized there was no one home. I think Sass was up, or Angela Davids was up, so kicking behind there. Herschel Jantjies, he hasn't put that ball down, and that's why he continued on playing. He has every right to do it, actually. That should have been play on, but I think Mike Adamson thought he dotted it down.
And well aware of the fact that it is a goal line dropout, which is why he wanted to try and make the clearance kick. So Marnie Libbok, unusually kicking a contestable, holding it up into the wind, taken in by Dave Heffernan for Connacht. And Stephen Kitsoff, such a strong presence over the ball. The DHL Stormers captain, winning the penalty that will allow Libbok to clear.
He's so good at it, isn't he, Stephen Kitsoff? With Dion Fourie not playing, you need someone to step up in terms of stealing ball or stopping it, getting into the poach. Nice and strong over the ball. 120 kilograms, you're not going to shift him that low.
Ruben van Heerden getting out of that tackle area in the nick of time. He did go east-west, which is what the referees want them to do. Not impeding the cleaner. Dweba again to the front, but a good contest from Connacht, and away for Carty. Then Bandiaki And a beautiful shift from Mac Hansen. Then he finds O'Halloran to his outside. Blade. And then Carty.
It's a 50-22, I think.
I think it was carried back into his own half. Mike Adamson making that clear as the ball left his boot, but an excellent kick again from Connacht's captain. He's already settling in, looking assured.
On your front man.
Controlling things nicely, keeping the ball in front of his forwards, using the wind to his advantage.
Stay 2.
Weber goes towards the tail, risky ball, and Yankees coming to the rescue again, away by Libbok. Nell. A couple of little slips from Ruan Nell, so close to his own posts. Yankees back for Libbok. Carried over, lost forward by Willemse. Just a series of errors here, and the DHL Stormers looking extremely nervy.
Yeah, that's the word, Matthew, nervy. Is this the win factor, or did Mani Libbok just take his eyes off the ball? Never really had that, did he? It was a good pass also. Obviously now trying to rescue it with Damien Willemse. She can't believe it.
Just keep the feet. Keep the feet. Shoulder. Shoulder. Keep it there. Keep it there.
Some worried faces in the coach's box, including that of Brock Harris, Stormers legend, who spent some time at the Dragons in Wales in this competition as well, out with injury.
Set. Height.
Brock Harris actually started the round 2 fixture between these two sides. They played in the second round, although it was the first game in the title defence for the DHL Stormers, but not at this stadium. It was out at the Donny Craven Stadium in Stellenbosch. A game won by 38 points to 15
that's the information
by the home side, but it was close for a long, long time.
Hold the pressure to
Bundyaki getting a red card in that game, having come off the bench. And it wasn't until Connacht were down to 14 men that the Stormers really were able to impose themselves.
Crouch. Bind. Set. Height.
And a huge opportunity here for Connacht to impose themselves on the defending champions on their home patch. Picked up at the back by Prendergast. Away by Blade. Ivan Ruiz thinking of a challenge over the ball, then back into the defensive line. Kalen Blade just calling on his forwards to work hard around the fringes. Pick up from Connor Oliver. Then Finlay Beelum waits.
Onside.
Looking to pick his moment. Makes a metre or two before being driven back in the tackle. Blade looks to the open side now, over the top from Carty. Awkward ball in the wind, and Hansen!
Time off.
Well, the Connacht flags are waving in the stands. Mac Hansen is certain that he has got in for his 5th try of the campaign.
The leg is not out before the grounding.
But Mike Adamson has asked his TMO Ben Blaine to get involved.
Well, the Connacht team is all run back, so they're pretty confident. Yeah, he's got that.
No problem at all.
Mike, I have a decision for you.
Thank you.
Stick with your on-field decision.
Thank you.
So a perfect start for Connacht. And almost 50,000 in the DHL Stadium in Cape Town silenced.
Thank you.
Well, what a start from Connacht, and a great pass all the way out to Hansen. What he does well here, he does a stop and start here.
Yeah.
Initially I thought they could have gone slightly early there. Just holds up the defender, And off he goes for the corner. Great start from Connacht.
From touch, the man who made the scoring pass, it's not going to come back for him.
That's a great pass, isn't it? Right then, Hansen does well. He stops, starts, and then he's gone into the corner. The travelling supporters loving it.
Yeah, incredible acceleration from the man who started all 5 matches for Ireland in the Six Nations. He's just been nominated as one of the Ireland Rugby Players of the Year. So it's been a fantastic season for him. Scored against South Africa in Dublin in November as well. Now on the board in Cape Town. Little dab over the top from Libbok. Awkward bounce. And inside from Nell. Tapped on by Engelbrecht. Van Heerden.
No!
Seamus Hurley-Langton just a little early in his challenge there. Wonderful step from Willemse, looking for Yankees.
No! Bad edge. 6 offside.
Offside is the call against Connacht here. Evan Roos, who scored a stunning try, the first try of the game in the match in Stellenbosch between these two. Zas, Yankees, Dixon, inside for his captain Kitsoff. Pick up from Evan Roos. Prendergast. And then Libbok with the cross kick for Davids! Wonderful response from the home side, and Angelo Davids for a 6th time crosses the try line for the DHL Stormers this season. A try in the quarter-final against the Vodacom Bulls a week ago, and now on the board against Connacht.
Well, the Stormers come alive. Davids was waiting, he was calling, and he received it. A nice little kick that, because he was standing out so wide, made him run into it, made it an easy catch for Angela Davids, but well spotted by Moni Libbok. Angela Davids patiently waiting next to the trams there, and it finally came from Moni Libbok. The Stormers come to life.
Try good, Mike.
Thank you.
It's a high level of difficulty on that cross kick in these windy conditions, but Moni Libbok playing the advantage to perfection. Seven out of 7 from the kicking tee last weekend in the quarter-final. A different proposition here today, and that ball wobbled on the tee as he was about to kick it, but still made a pure strike.
Yeah, and Moni Libbok, he had 2 big men inside and outside him. But Angela Davids keeping the width, maintaining the width, staying patient, and finishing strongly.
Now, after the nervy start, significant that 3 Springboks in the build-up to that try made telling contributions. Damian Willemse, Stephen Kitsoff, Evan Roos, all taking responsibility to carry the ball strongly, create the platform for the Stormers' attack.
Yeah, use the line.
And it all came from that kickoff, straight from the try, from the Mac Hansen try, where
5-man.
Stormers went short, contested in the air, managed to get position again, and that's all they needed.
Dave Heffernan and Murray with the take. Seamus Hurley-Langton getting ball and tackler simultaneously. That's been lost forward. I'm amazed that hasn't been blown. Play on is the call, and Bundy Aki has it, and Mac Hansen finding his way through a gap.
Go, stay here. Balls out. Balls out, balls out. Beyond the
Hurley-Langton, another strong carry. Last week's man of the match against Ulster. Heffernan gets the ball on the gain line, away by Blade, and Carty Chased down by O'Halloran, and into the corner they go.
And you can see how instrumental Jack Carty is. Bringing the Stormers players up and then looking for the kick space behind.
Stay here.
So the pressure reapplied back onto the Stormers now.
3-man. Stay 2 meters back then.
So Connacht going into an early 8-point lead, and they've got a Stormers line out under pressure here. Over the 15 they go. Ruiz. Importantly, he draws the attention of 3 defenders, Evan Ruiz. Here's Hachiba Daimani. Dragged towards touch by Josh Murphy. Dixon. Now Libok.
Hold, stop, fight. Thank you.
Henson, safe under the high ball. No real chase line from the Stormers. Upright clash with Angelo Davids.
Tackle now.
Blade, Heffernan.
Oh dear.
And Prendergast filling in at scrum half. Bundy Aki.
No!
It's a really good solid tackle from Frans Malherbe. Then not rolling away.
First before you get in the ball. Number 3 needs
I think Herschel Yankees was in position. He's just one of the players that made the tackle. Didn't roll away. But you can see the threat of Bundy Aki. As soon as he got the ball, 2 big Stormers defenders on him. Still manages to keep his balance. He's just waiting.
Yeah, when you go. Yep.
Well, Malherbe, in my opinion, he's out the way there. So you can see the Herschel Yankees went in there. It was an open shot. They got him before the cleaners.
I've just got an injury here. Yeah, time's off.
So just a bit of attention for Dennis Buckley, the Connacht loose head.
I just felt you affected the clear right.
Needed some medical attention earlier.
Yeah, but you affected the clear right. Yeah, I just can't.
No, it looks like the right shoulder that is bothering Dennis Buckley. Jordan Duggan, his tracksuit off on the bench for a potential entry into the game. A couple of early disciplinary issues for the Stormers cost them. 1 penalty, goal by Jack Carty.
There's a penalty there for that.
Andy Friend there in the cap, Connacht's director of rugby.
Okay.
Looking for one more big game before his departure. The opportunity to play in the Vodacom URC Grand Final 2 weeks from today.
I know the one you're talking about. I just wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if it was exit or if it came in.
The winner of this game taking on the winner of Leinster against Munster, who clash in Dublin a little later on this afternoon.
Yeah, just stay here, Steve. Just on the edge.
Leinster having finished top of the URC log.
Let's go, please.
With all the hosting rights as they go through the playoff stages. The defending champion Stormers getting this home semi-final because Ulster, who finished above them in the log, defeated at home by Connacht in the quarter-final. Josh Murphy with the take, and into maul mode go Connacht. They have an excellent defensive record at line-out throughout the competition. This time it's their maul that is well defended by the Stormers. Aki putting Farrell into a little half gap, then making the clean. Blade looking for options, and he was a little short at first. Ruiz falling on the wrong side of the tackle. Blade now away for Conor Oliver. Excellent defensive work from Ben Jason Dixon. Been a feature of his play throughout this campaign. Not making much headway in the carry here. So Blade thinking about going to the boot, then held up by Stephen Kitsoff.
Rip the ball.
And Kitsoff ripping the ball. Dweba away to Libok. Hansen reading the kick. Decent bounce for him. He's going to run straight at Angelo Davids, but Ruan Nel there to assist.
No.
Two former South African Sevens players combining defensively. Then Buckley. Carty pops it on for Finley Beelum, and then inside for Oliver. Flat ball from Carty for Prendergast.
Not now. Off your feet.
Kitsoff continues to make a menace of himself at the tackle and breakdown area. Pressure on Heffernan.
Advantage knock on.
There's a hand in there from the Stormers. Little chip over the top from Blade. And the ball kicked away, so advantage over, and Willemse stepping his way through. Then Van Heerden. Libok and Willemse back in position.
Not tackled.
Bandiaki getting him at the second go. Van Heerden out the back for Libok. Kitsoff. Tackle from Prendergast. Beautiful hands from Diamani. Over the top from Libok. And out to the grasp of Leolinzas.
Space and opportunity. You can see the work rate also in that little phase of Damien Willemse. Cleaned up at the back, was quite instrumental in a couple of runs. But Zas knows there was space out back there. This is good handling from the big men.
Time off.
Knee touch from Achiva Daimani.
Clear down.
Just a little bit too much on that for Leolinzas.
Willie Engelbrecht needing attention to that left knee. Looks to be in a lot of pain. The man who came in to replace the talismanic Dion Fourie. Fourie making his return from injury for the quarter-final last weekend and playing an influential role in that quarter-final victory, but tweaking a hamstring, which had not recovered sufficiently to take his place in this game. Connacht certainly controlling possession
around the fringes. Just make sure
at this stage.
Nice and clear onside. I'll get numbers in.
And much the better of the territory as well. A couple of tries scored in the game so far. That a brilliant pass from the skipper Jack Carty, and the little stop and go from Irish international winger Mac Hansen to get in to the left corner. Then the DHL Stormers heading straight back on a penalty advantage. The cross kick pinpoint from Marnie Libok for Angelo Davids to go in. Pressure on the Connacht throw. So Blade was forced to take contact. Prendergast.
Not now. Hold in front.
Carty. Zas for Willemse, and it's Leland Zas who'll give chase to the hoist from his fullback. Ball lost, and then played in front of the ball.
Number 6, you're in front of the kicker.
And I thought also on the chase, the good discipline from Zas, because the temptation is to get in the air and go for it. He realized he wasn't going to make it, so placed himself here to make the hit as soon as Carty got the ball. Then played from an offside position.
So that looked as though Connor Oliver was the man penalised, but Mike Adamson calling out Seamus Hurley-Langton for being in front of the kicker and continuing to advance, and that's made the kick a simpler one for Marnie Libok. Instead of 15 metres in from touch where that tackle took place, it's more or less in line with the left-hand upright. And the seconds ticking away for Marnie Libok on this kick to take the lead. Well, he had a little bit of a dip in form from the kicking tee during the course of the season, the latter stages of the pool competition, but last week in this so far, in excellent form. It's been a good response from the Stormers after conceding the early 8-point deficit.
Hold in front.
The box clearance. O'Halloran went a little lateral, took the tackle from Daimani. Quick ball for Blade. Heffernan. Carty. Clever little ball out the back for Farrell. Then Prendergast running onto it. Little pop before contact for Murphy.
It's on the shoulder. No hands.
Blade to the short side for Aki. Valuable meters made by the Irish International Centre. Then Heffernan. Support from Murphy and Prendergast. Carty. Flat for Niall Murray. And again, this time for Hurley Langton. Stormers defenders meeting Connacht at the gain line. John Porch.
Tackle now.
Now Hurley Langton trying to build a little bit of momentum. It's gone through 9 phases without really advancing now. Then the kick through from Carty and a lot of space for Marnie Libbok to cover. Does really well and goes through the gap as well. Turns O'Halloran. Libbok after his own kick. And no option but to clear from Tiernan. O'Halloran quickly taken by Dan du Plessis for Willemse. And du Plessis is away, looking to his inside for Yankees. And then it's Marnie Libbok with a magical score.
Magic, absolute magic from the Stormers. Just connecting, support play. Just reading the situation beautifully. All started by that man and finished by him too. Stormers under pressure, ran themselves out of it. Then the kick from Connacht. Stormers deciding to play. He sells it and they buy it. Marnie Libbok. What's impressive here, Matthew, is the chase afterwards. Dan du Plessis is very, very quick, especially off the mark. The linking play back to Marnie Libbok. And over he goes. The Stormers strike again.
Herschel Yankees taking a heavy tackle after making that scoring pass as well. Marnie Libbok is taking his time from straight out in front, extending the lead by another 2.
And off he goes, ball in both hands. Herschel Yankees already smiling before he passed that ball. He knew the Stormers were in business.
Well, a brilliant score, and you have to chalk some of that up to the defensive effort of the Stormers, forcing the kick from Carty after 10 phases of making
Hold in front.
no ground with ball in hand. Just tackle after tackle successfully completed. Eventually Carty forced a kick.
Don't push it into him.
The bounce was friendly for Libbok, but he still had so much to do. Farrell, man over the ball for the Stormers, and steal not quite made. Then Evan Roos goes in, can't get hands on the ball. Has had the effect of slowing it down. Little pop from Prendergast for Finlay Beelum. That's got to be offside.
He started from an offside position.
You need to start onside. You need to start onside. You need to start onside.
Nothing subtle about that from Ruben van Heerden.
Yeah, and the Stormers are defending well, I must say. Connacht, a tough team to stop, especially when they get a bit of rhythm. Oh, he's duffed that.
Ruben van Heerden, a slightly relieved man.
You okay here?
Big responsibility on his shoulders. It's extraordinary to think in the last pool game against Benetton in Stellenbosch a few weeks ago, he limped off in the first half to be replaced by Ernst van Rijn, who also limped off to be replaced by Ben Jason Dixon.
Okay, nice. Big space.
It was thought at the time that both Ruben van Heerden and Ernst van Rijn would be out for the balance of the season. Van Rijn, that did prove to be his fate, but almost miraculous recovery from Ruben van Heerden, who's filling in the shoes of Springbok Marvin Orrie.
Bind. Set.
Well, Mike Adamson going straight to penalty.
Number 3 for his knee.
It's against Finlay Beelum.
And scrum discipline so crucial. I think Mike Adamson's forgotten that it's a slippery pitch and he's just penalising. So if you overextend slightly on this pitch, you're going to slip and go down. So it's against Beelum. Almost similar to the same penalty Malherbe went straight down. The similar penalty to the one that Frans Malherbe conceded.
Okay, Connor.
One thing, the Stormers haven't had a lot of entries into the 22 mid area. Just from transition, counter attack, combination of brilliance and fantastic support play.
6 man, 7 man, 7 man.
Come on! You're coaching them! Go!
Sorry. Whoa. I'll sort that. Easy short that, I'll sort that. Keep the space at the back. Connor, close at the front. Thank you.
Front ball for Ruben van Heerden, and then out the back from Willie Engelbrecht. Jantjies and Davids slicing his way through. Stays strong in the tackle, and Libbok gets a second. Well, it was a nervy start from the Stormers and a nervy start from that man, Marnie Libbok, but my goodness, has he come good in a hurry. Second try for him, and a third for the Stormers.
Classic example here. Great start to move, great line out, a little bit delayed. But Angelo Davids, talk about running to score. I thought he was going to look for the pass here. Said no way, bang. O'Halloran, he sits him down, then gets it off to Marnie Libbok again. Not one ruck created. Great execution from the Stormers.
And that try has taken Marnie Libbok beyond the 200-point mark for the campaign. He was the leading point scorer in the inaugural Vodacom URC last season, and comfortably in front on the table again this year. Started today with 185 points for the campaign. He's now got 17 in this game with a kick to come. As if there was no wind at all over the centre of the crossbar, and Connacht's 8-point lead seems a distant memory.
Angelo Davids, he is strong. He's a strong ball carrier, but his ability to bounce off O'Halloran and then get the pass was fantastic. Stormers go again.
Okay, use it.
Dan du Plessis securing the ball off the restart. Back from Jantjies to Libbok.
Hold in front.
And then Willemse.
Fingers on.
Inside his own half, looking for a 50-22, but comfortable for Willemse. His grubber finally grasped in touch after the chase from John Porch. Little ankle issue for Damien Willemse.
Yeah, I can see the Stormers trying to change the kicking strategy again.
Get space. Connor, let's go, please.
Just landed awkwardly there as he made that kick.
Oliver with the carry for Connacht. Blade, Beelan. Huge tackle from Ben Jason Dixon. And that ball going forward off the fingertips of Jack Carty. Tiernan O'Halloran, after that knock from Angelo Davids, has left the field.
And see that Stormers putting in some big hits. That's the line speed. I think with line speed, defensive line speed, you got to take your pain somewhere, Matthew. And they try to use their big man, Beelan, and he got smashed back by PJ Dixon.
Okay, stability. Keep the stable.
So,
stability after the set.
not really getting the power game right to managing to overpower the Stormers' defensive line. It has been, the Stormers have been very good defensively. I know we talk up the tries, but defensively the Stormers have been very good, and they put Connacht under pressure.
Well, 2/3 of the possession, trailing
The height.
by 16 on the scoreboard. And Ben Jason Dixon, in 36 minutes of rugby, has made 10 tackles for a lock forward. You've seen him getting involved defensively off the side of the scrum, but that is some stat.
Wait, I'd only called crouch. I know you were down for the crouch, but wait for the crouch. Okay, let's go, let's go. I understand, I understand. It's noisy, but just wait. I know it's noisy, but just wait for the calls. Let's go. Crouch. Bind. Set. Stay high. Play away. Both
Down
down.
it goes again, but the ball available at the back for Yankees. Libok, Duplessis, drifting for Willemse. That looked as though it went forward.
Forward out the hands. Yeah. They like both went down to me.
As he left there, you could see straight away there was pressure coming on Willemse.
Nice call.
Baron Ralston, who's on.
Sorry? Yeah, but it's both down this side. I'm going to stay this side. Let's work hard to stay up. Let's go, let's go. Thank you. Let's go. 15.
A happy crowd
In and up.
found their voices once again. They were stunned into a bit of silence early on. The early penalty from Jack Carty. Then the try scored by Mac Hansen in the left corner.
Bind. Set. Stay high. Keep it high. Behind the ball. Use it. Use the ball. Behind.
Away by Prendergast. It took a while to come to his feet, and slicing into the line comes Farrell. Dan Duplessis back to make the tackle, but the Stormers under pressure here. Away for Bandiaki, trying to release his hands in contact. But an excellent tackle it was from Libok. Up by Blade for Hurley Langton. Penalty advantage for Connacht. Blade again, and Buckley to his inside. And over they go. Such an important score for Connacht just before half-time. It's Connor Oliver, I think it is, yeah, Connor Oliver who got the ball down. Some excellent work from Dennis Buckley in the build-up to that try, but the break from Farrell with a wonderful drift.
Yeah, the drift there just went outside Drouinal. Then the Stormers tried to rescue, but great play from Connacht. Coming right through, an excellent hands. Was that Buckley that made? It was Buckley that made that pass right on the inside. And Connor Oliver goes over. Connor will fight back. But all started with a brilliant move to get Farrell through the hole. The defense opened up completely for the Stormers.
Same as TV pot? Yeah.
Well, that's a 10th URC try for Connor
You started
Oliver.
your run up.
4th one in this campaign.
Started his run up. You started your run up. But you started your run up.
Well, interesting call from Mike Adamson. He says Jack Carty has started his run-up, so Stormers were entitled to chase down the ball, even though the clock had not gone down to naught. But an important score for Connacht's confidence going into half-time, having built up an 8-point lead, then conceding 24 points. Just heavily in terms of the possession and territory stats. But critically, they have made their opportunities count, and Libbok at the centre of all of that. A wonderful cross kick for the try scored by Angelo Davids. And then an outrageous dummy in his own 22 under pressure to set up the first of his own 2 tries. And it's now Manie Libbok who gets the second half underway, and critically, Connacht going into the half-time break off the back of a second try, scored by flanker Connor Oliver, to reduce the deficit to 11 points at half-time. A scuffle between BJ Dixon and Kian Prendergast now. Much riding on the game, tensions high.
Here, number 4 has ran from distance and come to take somebody in the back. It's going to be a penalty against number 4.
It's that word discipline again, isn't it? That was the man, the third man coming in.
And it was a long time after the whistle as well.
Yeah.
He's been outstanding defensively, 12 tackles made, but the 13th one was after the whistle and illegal. And rightly brings a penalty. Heffernan.
Timing's fine.
Well, having been gifted an opportunity to gain some territory, you said it at half-time, Shim, Connacht, given the state of the wind in the stadium, they're going to have to play more with ball in hand in the second half, even from their own territory.
Yeah, and the key with this wind is have a go, then look for kick space. Then look for the attacking kick down the middle. Look to bring the players up and isolate the fullback at the back, and then look for kick space. But you've got to catch your skills up to be good. But the Stormers defensively have been strong. Connacht have struggled
keep the height in and up. Nice
to
and
get the big carries, to get that momentum. So a lot of play from them, but not really denting that defensive line of the Stormers.
Crouch! Bye!
Oh, free kick.
Overstepping, overleaning.
And quickly taken by Herschel Jantjies. Cut-out ball from Libbok. Eventually on the bounce to Angelo Davids. Big handoff on Mac Hansen. He got him the second time. Ruiz.
Ball was beyond fine.
To go up to fetch the pass. Just unable to gain any momentum into contact. Libbok, very flat for Kitsoff. Ball ripped in contact. Heffernan. Oliver.
Falling, play on, no hands, off the ball. Vantage over.
And Aki beautifully picked up. And here is Byron Ralston, the replacement for Tiernan O'Halloran, who we've just seen walk out of the tunnel. And clearly not going to take any further part in the game. He had a mighty clash with Angelo Davids in the build-up to Manie Libbok's second try. Farrell made a couple of telling breaks in the first half and almost through for another at the start of the second. Porch. And again, just relentless line speed, a blanket of blue and white defensive jerseys.
They're playing backwards. That's where you're going to look for kick space here.
just suffocating the Connacht effort. Then the hoist from Blade. Libbok back to collect away from Nell, and then Willemse. Blade. And that ball has travelled directly into touch. He was under a bit of pressure from Angelo Davids.
Attempted charge down, attacking the boot.
That's going to be the big issue now. So Willemse knows he's got the wind behind him. Blade forced to kick, kicks it directly, so opportunity for the Stormers to launch out.
Just one very short-lived maul for Connacht in the first half. Other than that, neither side getting the quality of line-out possession that's allowed them to set any kind of maul, and that time an excellent contest from Connacht on a Stormers throw, but pressure on Farrell, wriggles his way out of the tackle from Leolinzas.
Hold in front. Wingers on.
Huge kick downfield by Carty, long way back for Marnie Libbok to travel. Willemse in support, but then goes away to his right for Duplessis. Davids, wonderful stepping from Angelo Davids.
Hold in front, wait! Onside.
Mac Hansen. Little chip from him, but good read from Nell. And here is Willemse after an excellent pass from Yankees. Willemse staying up in contact, and Zas with Nell to his left. Pops it up for Yankees. Running onto it is Engelbrecht. Good grab from Verheerden. Dweba and Yankees and Willemse. Just a little obstruction in there. Had that gone to hand, could have been one of the most outrageous tries ever.
Obstruction just now.
Definitely, you can see the frustration there in John Dobson. The Stormers will probably feel, the way they're defending. I thought that was initially that went forward, but Van Heerden keeps it alive. Dweba just holding on to it. I think just too many options here.
There's the obstruction from Libbok.
There's something they're looking at.
Yeah, we had a look at it. So similar to the one up there, with Connacht always falling. We felt your number 9 was falling, so there's no foul play. No time to react. No. Yeah, there's an obstruction here, stopping a defender.
Stephen Kitsoff, such an influential figure, not only with his leadership.
Any other angles?
He's made 8 tackles.
Let's have a look at it.
This afternoon as well, and also won a couple of turnovers. With Dion Fourie absent, it was always going to require the likes of Kitsoff and Evan Roos to step into that jackling role.
He's also had a busy game, Evan Roos. You see him at the breakdown. He's definitely throwing his body into every single breakdown, trying to get that steal.
Six man.
Heffernan, another clean line-out win for Connacht. Certainly not a lot of contesting going on the Connacht throw.
You're pinning him in.
Certainly not nearly as much as what Connacht are doing on the Stormers throw. Prendergast now.
Hold in front.
Carty. A long kick downfield, and Willemse might let this roll and over. And that sort of defies logic, because Connacht really are playing into the wind direction.
If you're going to line somebody on the ground, I'm not going to penalise them. Number 5.
A very unfortunate bounce for him. Oisin Dowling.
I didn't see it.
He's replacing Niall Murray. in the second row, the former Ireland under-20 international, moved to Connacht in 2020. After just 6 matches in the colours of the Leinster senior team. The wave is finding its way around, and some very good coordination as well, because they've opened the upper tiers here at the DHL Stadium. And they seem to be in perfect sync.
It's been a loud crowd, hasn't it? I've really enjoyed the last 2 weeks. Still to get that full house here though, Matthew.
Crouch!
A good healthy crowd.
Bind! We're too close. We're too close this side. We need more space. Okay? We need more space. Let's go.
There's hardly been a completed scrum that hasn't resulted in a penalty, a free kick, or a collapse with the ball available at the back. So neither side able to really assert any dominance, which is sadly in a way what we expected with the surface. You just can't go for that second shove.
And you can see every time there's a stop and a little break in the scrums, all the players cleaning their boots, trying to get the mud off so they can get that grip.
Bind! Set! Stay high!
Much better scrum that time, away by Yankees, Duplessis, and into the hands of Angelo Davids. It was a fortunate bounce for him off Bandiaki. Now Willemse the first receiver, Lebok. And Farrell making a vital interception. Heffernan tidies up for Connacht. Rowan Nell and Leland Zas were waiting in the wings there before the Farrell intercept. Brilliant work from Zas and Byron Ralston in with the tackle. Willemse.
Ball's out, play on. Ball was out.
Lebok thinking about the kick then. Duplessis sailing over the head of Angelo Davids.
And the Stormers needed to get some punch there. Almost got a lucky bounce from, I think the earlier kick was from Dan Duplessis. It almost bounced off
If your players are going to reach
Angelo Davids' hands, but the Stormers needed a punch there. They needed to use the forwards, get back into shape, then look to have a go. So 2 mistakes. You see John Dobson quite vocal. They're obviously upset with the sort of play the Stormers are trying to produce.
Heffernan, not the clean ball that Josh Murphy was looking for. Murphy back to make the carry. Evan Roos stopping him in his tracks. Oliver.
Not held. Hold in front. Way in front, wingers on.
It's late from Ben Jason Dixon on Carty. Lost forward by the Stormers. Here's Aki. Beautiful work from Bandi Aki, and he got the offload away as well. Will come back for a scrum, no advantage. It was promising for Connacht. When you think about a 16-point deficit reduced to 11 on the stroke of half-time, a score of any kind here, right back in it for Andy Friend's men.
Definitely starting to build a little bit more, but last year, Jake Furlong went off against the Box, and he came on and had a great game for the Irish team.
Let's go.
One of the Australian-born Connacht players. There's a number of them in the squad.
Good with the last one.
Born in Canberra.
Good stability after the set. Keep the gap.
And establishing himself at international level in a big way. Tyg Furlong there is the premium tight head, if you can call him that, but Finlay Bealham now with 30 test caps to his name. That tackle statistic is a story of the superior possession for Connacht in this game.
Set! Stay high! Find the ball. Okay, use it!
Prendergast Pop over the top for Blade, who is just caught by Herschel Yankees. Another carry for Murphy, who has worked extremely hard off the ball, and here is Mac Hansen. Try for him in the first half already, now surging up that left touchline. Bandiaki. Early Langton and then Farrell, freeing his arms in contact. Dowling. Blade for Prendergast. Much better rhythm here. Carty.
Vantage tackle off the ball.
And another tackle off the ball from the Stormers. Penalty advantage.
Tackle!
That advantage is straight in front of the posts.
Advantage. Taking the support runners out.
And another example of multiple phases without making much headway territorially.
Yeah.
And it's the same player also for the Engelbrecht. He takes the ball so flat with runners off him. So you can see the fluff, he's been passing. Eventually the defender starts sliding off him. He almost went through on that dummy.
Also in the front.
Connacht slowly marching their way up the field.
To the mark. Oh, there's nothing in front of the ball. Access to the ball carrier. Access to the ball carrier. Nothing in front.
Dowling couldn't grab cleanly. Hurley Langton tidies up possession for Connacht, but no opportunity to set a drive. So Potter forwards stands off for Caelan Blade. Oliver. Couple of knocks in there maybe.
I'm just trying to figure out which one was the first one.
Scrum's gone the way of the Stormers.
Nothing from Green. Okay. First knock-ons from Blue. From Green it was backwards. Scrum Green. The Green one went backwards, and then it was a knock-on from Blue.
The TMO might have intervened there just on the replay, saying that Caelan Blade's
Go with the game.
knock was back towards his own line.
Let's go. Green ball.
What lies in store in this jersey for Stephen Kitsoff? Another Vodacom URC final, perhaps.
Good stability. Sim
Still
again. Keep the height up.
plenty of time for Connacht in this semi-final contest, and then an anxious wait for the winners of this game to see who their opponents would be.
There's Mark. Keep the space.
As the side that finished 7th in the regular season log. Connacht, if they were to win here, they know they would be away. But should the Stormers prevail in this match, a Munster win in Dublin would see a final played in Cape Town.
Mind. Set. Hold.
This time it's the Stormers going too early, and Prendergast, well, he hasn't
Too far away.
taken the tap kick close enough to the mark. Called back by Mark Adamson.
Too much weight.
Well, they set another scrum.
They've got to make a decision quickly.
That was. Scrum. Scrum. Look, this is where the speed mark were, so it has to be where the scrum is. Too much work before the ball. Let's go.
No score as yet in the second half this semi-final contest.
Bind! Time off.
Oh, the scrums are taking long.
Lucas, come here. Come here. There has to be more space. On the bind call, we're so close, we're almost in. Work on the space. It's already been a free kick against you for going early, a free kick against you guys for going early. Okay, keep the space, the next one is a penalty.
Can you please put his break foot on that? Break foot is there. I'm not moving forward.
You can see that the Stormers are a pack that would want a little bit of space in the hip because of the weight difference, whereas Connacht probably want to close that space a bit more, and that's what's happening. So it's a game within a game with this front row here.
Crouch. Bind. Set. Height.
Off the back by Prendergast, and Bandiaki running hard at the defensive line. Blade wants a quick ball, which he has. Dowling around the corner. Then Heffernan. Dowling has it again. Support from Murphy.
Tackle now. Ball's available.
Oliver.
Falling in to have a look at it then.
Might have another look at that tackle from Joseph Dueva. Blade goes to the short side. Farrell. Little switch was on there, maybe for Ralston.
Play advantage.
Prendergast. The penalty advantage for Connacht. Growing with some confidence here. Blade. Little potter forwards away to his left. And a little pop for Murphy. Didn't look as though he was expecting that ball at all. Then work towards the line. Try scored.
On the line.
Connacht right back in the semi-final. Ball on the line there.
Ball was on the line first, then up.
Oh, on the line's a try.
And the try will go to Seamus Hurley-Langton.
And Connacht slowly fighting their way back into it. A little bit of a wobbly start in the beginning of the second half, but just grinding away, just like that try. The forwards working hard. Hurley-Langton gets it. So close. Burrows right underneath there, on the line. The try given. And it's game on now. The crowd's letting Adamson know their feelings. Let's
So I've seen the ball on the line. There's no evidence to overrule that decision. So try stands.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Well, a quick look from Ben Blaine, the TMO. Ball on the line. Try stands. That's what Mike Adamson saw in real time. The crowd might not like it, but really, Mike Adamson was in the best position to adjudicate. So, all of a sudden, a 16-point deficit has become a 6-point deficit, which has become a 4-point deficit. Still just over a quarter of the game to go, and the Connacht flags are waving in Cape Town once again.
Connacht showing plenty of fight and just grinding away. And Hurley-Langton, what he did there, he was in a very low body position, so his shoulders underneath. Difficult to stop with good leg drive also, so dragged himself right over the line. Stormers look to add fresh legs. JJ Kota and Nietlin Fouché on in the front row.
So Nietlin Fouché announced that he'd re-signed with the DHL Stormers earlier in the season. So too the man he replaced. Springbok tight head Frans Malherbe. So a double change in the front row. And Connacht, with the last 12 points scored in the game from 24-8, worked their way back to 24-20.
Inside. Don't touch the 9.
Awkward bounce of Willemse.
Then run.
Now what's going to happen there? It was late on Damien Willemse.
Lay on the kicker. Play challenge on the kicker. Just a penalty.
Seamus Hurley
He needs
late
to be in a
tonight.
position to charge it down.
He was making an attempt to charge the kick down. Never really had a realistic chance of doing so.
And the crowd slowly turning the volume up, a bit of excitement.
Take a step off the 5. Step off the 5.
Stormers, I think, if I'm not mistaken, they're on 27 more tries from Mauls.
6. Nobody in front of the ball.
But Connacht also have an excellent defensive record at line-out. Over the 15 goes JJ Kotze with his first throw.
Tackle!
And an opportunity gone for the Stormers as Carty takes it up for Connacht.
Hands on the ball. Lads up! Let him go! 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 Let him go!
It's an excellent clearance down that right touchline. Back goes Yankees.
Oh, backwards! Backwards!
And Willemse. Carty taken out in the air.
Still in the air. Still in the air.
The Connacht players are all up off their feet off the bench. They sense a momentum shift here in the semi-final.
Ron Willemse, he's all right there. He didn't have a realistic chance of getting it. It's too late to bail out once you're in the air. And the Stormers just need some energy now. Willemse has a look. He was better off just waiting for Carty to get the ball and making the tackle.
Heffernan. Then Jason Dixon just mistiming his attempt, and Evan Roos coming through the middle to
Through the middle.
wrap hands around the ball, holding it up off the ground.
Ball's available. No hands! Get hands off it! Stay back here.
Blade, Aki, the first receiver, Carty, the deft little step past Libok. And then Oliver brings a good tackle out of Kitsoff, but it's a quick ball for Blade and Porch, and then Hansen.
Okay.
Aggressive tackle from Ruan Nel. It's a little forward pass there, but all of a sudden it's Connacht looking the team more rhythmical, more confident.
Yeah, and they're getting these good
1,
little
2,
passes
3,
in between
9,
the Stormers
and 7.
defenders, getting momentum. And the Connacht pack is working extremely hard. You can see the fresh legs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 changes up front.
So Dylan Tierney-Martin, who started against the Stormers in Stellenbosch, Jordan Duggan,
The big thing is space on the bind call. Keep the
Jack
space.
Ainger.
Keep the space. Just don't close the space.
replacing
Not too much weight across.
Buckley, Heffernan and Beelum in the front row. Jack Ainger winning his 50th cap for Connacht.
Okay, we good to go?
Then Irish international Kieran Marmion replacing Caelan Blade at scrum half. So Jared Butler, who captained Connacht against the Stormers in round 2, in Stellenbosch. He's replaced Connor Oliver and will pack down at number 8 with Kian Prendergast moving to the side of the scrum, which is where he started the game against the Stormers in the pool stages. Pulled a vet on for Herschel Yankees. Well, hanging in just long enough to get a penalty advantage at the scrum. Strong carry from Neetland Fischer. Prendergast trying to get in over the ball, away by Duplessis, and Nell. Zas to his outside, and here goes Leland Zas. Paul de Vet to his inside. De Vet will go in under the posts. They had a penalty advantage. They played from deep, and shortly after making his arrival, Paul de Vet gets his second try of the campaign.
That's a classic inside support line from the scrum half. The Stormers realizing their space out wide. Ruanel does well. He sucks in 2 defenders, lets it go. Zas in space. Like any good scrum half, right up the middle. That classic support line. And De Vet goes over. What a time. The Stormers needed this. Because Connacht were fighting back. They were clawing their ways back into this game. Inch by inch. But what a good reply from the Stormers.
Oh dear.
And he's looking into the heavens. Who wants to be a coach? Sean Dobson.
John Dobson in conversation with Dave Jessels there. I'm not sure that he can stay in the coach's box much longer. And an extra 2 from Marnie Libok from straight in front. Some more breathing space.
Just good work here. Look at this pass from Dan Duplessis and Ruanel. It's a 2-on-2. He sucks in the defender.
And you can see, Shim, you see Farrell there saying to Byron Ralston, get up to the outside. Yeah. It was too late. Duplessis, as he has done a couple of times in the game, securing the restart. Willemse and Libok off the left boot. He's so comfortable off both feet. That's just a brilliant clearance.
And what the Stormers are trying to do is kick off Willemse off the right-hand side of the field. But not exactly from the coaching handbook that.
That's it, Mark.
The book gave it to Willemse to kick it. Willemse gives it back to him and says, you kick it off your other foot.
Tierney Martin. Another contest from BJ Dixon, just not quite there on the timing.
Hold back here.
Aki.
Tackle now! Not no.
Then the pickup from Dylan Tierney Martin. Away by Marmion. Cut out ball from Carty. Porch.
No. You're on the ground.
Played on the ground. Ruanel.
You're on the ground.
Damien Willemse is the man.
You're on the ground playing the ball. On the 5.
And that's where the Stormers have got to be quite smart. They're defending well. They've done a lot of defending also, Matthew. But I think that generally happens when you play the Irish teams, because they play this possession-based team. They don't make a lot of mistakes and hold on to the ball well. But 29% possession only for the Stormers. Willemse got cleaned out.
Yeah, once he was on the ground, he had to stop. He had to pull out of the contest.
Yeah.
That's good.
Dowling was on his way down as he took the ball, which made the sack a little easier for the Stormers. It's a solid tackle from JJ Kotze and Seamus Hurley-Langton. Bundy Aki getting a knee to the ground. Slow, sluggish possession for Kieran Marmion. Butler, little ball out the back now. Byron Ralston. Little pop for Prendergast from Murphy. Much better speed on clearing the base of the ruck that time. Jack Ainger. And then Mac Hansen taking a little inside ball, but met firmly in the tackle, and then the hack through from Angelo Davids.
Go backwards. Hold here.
And Connacht must build again. Jordan Duggan. And Mac Hansen. Usually see him with the scrum cap on. Gone for the headband the last couple of weeks. Marmion away to Carty, and then Aki. Just looking for a support runner to his inside and having to take the tackle. Duggan. Hansen. And Tierney Martin. And still the tackles come flying in. Farrell. And Prendergast, but that's a penalty to the Stormers. The tackle had been complete
And then got to feet. Tackle is complete, and then you got to your feet.
So again, the Stormers making some good tackles. Erlen Zas, I need to let go of the ball and then get up. It's the right idea, but just need to let go. But the Stormers defense has been immense. Norman Laker, the defense coach, see him trying to give the Stormers energy. It's been a big shift from a tackle point of view. With only 27% possession, been forced to make plenty of tackles. And actually look very comfortable defensively, the Stormers at times.
Arnie Libok calling for a teammate to come and put a finger on the ball. There is Norman Laker. He's usually unable to speak after 80 minutes on a Saturday. Barking the orders.
And what a job he's done with this defense. So there'll be some massive defensive sets from the Stormers, even when Connacht have managed to get around at times.
Under the watchful eye of his kicking coach, Marnie Libok, has finally missed one. Restart is from Tom Daly. Jack Carty now off the field. Ruas. That is a massive contact. A little pop from BJ Dixon for Neetling Fischer, who manages to hold the ball up in contact. Duplessis.
Play on.
Libok. Stopped in his tracks after the chip kick. Farrell.
Not beyond back foot. Needs to go beyond the back foot.
Offside call against Stephen Kitsoff.
Ball not beyond the back foot.
I think Stephen Kitsoff, he thought the ball was out, but I think he was up from an onside position when he started. This is big. Van Roos charging up and made by Butler.
Space.
So Stephen Kitsoff's there. And he started from the back there.
Well, over the top of the line out go Connacht, and JJ Kotza there to poach it for the Stormers. Libok, Duplessis.
20. Stop, 20.
And then Willems's grubber.
Yeah, I'm in. 50-22.
That's massive.
That's an incredible kick from John Porch.
That ball's live.
50-22.
She takes it behind.
Need to make something happen right now.
What a kick. What a kick. I'm speaking about the wind and everything, but he hit that beautifully.
How many? Time off. Number 8.
Another change for the DHL Stormers, Evan Ruiz. Being replaced by Connor Evans.
Get the setup correct.
South African under-20 international last year, just 7 appearances in the URC prior to this one.
Wait till on the ground before we sat. Wait till on the ground before we sat.
How good has he been in the last 2 games? Untouchable last weekend, had a good game again.
Time on.
He's been teed up for some beautiful tries.
Fante 7, sacking number 8. 7, sacking the lifter.
So there's a penalty advantage here for Connacht. Popped on by Aki for Farrell. Beautiful hands from Ralston. And Ralston will go to the corner now. Tom Daly in the build-up. Byron Ralston with the finish. And Daly will go to take this conversion as quickly as he can. Debut season in the URC, and Byron Ralston has his second try.
Yeah, it was that little offload, I think, was it Tom Farrell that got it off to Ralston. But that little offload, that connection, that combination with Bandi Aki and Tom Farrell managed to get the pass away. And then into space.
Yeah.
So Tom Daly, massive kick for him. Takes the deficit back to 4 if he goals it. And way away to the right. So a try, not enough.
Matthew, it all started from that 50-22. That kick from John Porch. Wilson runs it in. Excellent passing.
Well, it's been said all week in the build-up to the semi-final that the DHL Stormers at home, defending champions, the odds are with them, but that Connacht would never ever go away, and so it has proved to be.
Time back on.
And they'll throw everything into this last 5 minutes. Wanilubok, Chotsay look to go deep and then look to apply pressure to the Stormers.
Leland Zas gives chase. Tom Farrell controlling the restart for Connacht.
Hold here.
Kieran Marmion.
Go, go, go.
Stay on side.
Back for Tom Daly. And here is Libok, and Willemse says, boot it high. I'll give chase. Coming down just outside the 22. Well, just inside the 22 as it happened. That is a brilliant take from John Porch.
It's a great take. And Willemse meant to go, he went through, managed to get through all the blockers.
Yeah, it's a touch.
Now the kick from Porch. Libok again goes to the boot. This time, no real chase, but that's a horror of a mistake from Daly. And Daimani looking for the offload, and over they go. That surely is it now for the DHL Stormers. Marcel Tiernissen, replacement loose forward, gets over for a 5th Stormers try. Ironically, the kick was not a great one. There was no effective chase line from the Stormers, but Tom Daly, with no pressure on him, lost it forward, and Hachiba Daimani quick to pounce.
There's no pressure whatsoever. This is an easy take off the chest here, and the players realize they don't want to concede a penalty, but Achiba Daimani, just the awareness there to keep the ball alive. Tiernissen poaches it, gets the try. And that should shut the door on this one. The Stormers come back to work on Monday, Matthew.
What a roller coaster ride this has been. Connacht early on into an 8-point lead, and still, as we look at this fifth try, the Stormers with less than 30% of possession in this game, 28%, and they've managed to be effective in their rare opportunities in Connacht territory. Libok, that one is faded away to the right.
I should have taken that. Look at the desperation. Achiva Daimani, that vicious handoff of his again, just keeping defenders off, keeping it alive. And Tiernason gets it.
We're good to go. 50.
Last little change for the Stormers. Jean-Luc Duplessis, who played a Currie Cup game, captaining the Western Province Currie Cup side last night against the Griffins in Valcom, flew back this morning and now on the bench.
Just jumped into him. Just taking him out in the air.
Angelo David's taken out in the air. Mac Hansen, it is, conceding the penalty.
And you can hear the crowd. You know it's over now. That try wrapped it up for the Stormers. Good fight back from Connacht, though. I must say, we thought they were blown at one stage, and they managed to come back. It's party time in Cape Town.
Well, it's very much underway in the stands. Not quite in the coach's box as yet.
Yeah, I think there's a stage where the Stormers just looked like it was defensive training the whole time. Tackling. And Connacht were coming back.
Monumental defensive performance. 179 tackles made to 57 by Connacht. Jean-Luc Duplessis.
No!
Carry from Connor Evans. Then Libok with a little change of direction, looking for Hachiba Daimani. Out and oh, that's an outrageous pass! Oh, Ruanel goes in. And smiles for days. That is just extraordinary.
Well, what a way to finish. That was a set move from the Stormers. Play the line out. Daimani stands out wide. Do the switchback, kick it over, score the try. With a little bit of spice from Achiva Daimani also. The back pass, the coaching staff is enjoying that. But really well thought of here. Daimani's waiting out wide from the line out. He gets the ball, look at this. Around the corner, eyes in the back of his head. Drew Annell goes over. What a way to finish for the Stormers. The crowd needed this. The crowd needed that try. Achiva Daimani. Here he goes. The sixth sense from Achiva Daimani. He couldn't see him, but he knew he was there.
It's funny, you know, we see Hachiba Daimani in the wider channel so often on attack. It hasn't been that kind of game. It's hardly been an attacking threat because the Stormers have had so little possession to work with. But in the last 5 minutes of the game, Hachiba Daimani has made two vital contributions that have put the game beyond doubt. The game is done. One last kick from Mani Libok. And fittingly, he raises the flags once again. It was Connacht who came here bravely off an epic win in Belfast and ran out into an early 8-point lead. Then a 24-point blitz from the DHL Stormers to take it to 24-8. But then a try just before half-time made it 24-13. Then another try just before the end of the third quarter brought Connacht right back into the game. The deficit was reduced back to 4 points at one point. But then when this final flurry of tries, one for Marcel Tiernason and then one for Ruanel, after a special piece of skill from Hachiba Daimani, it looks comfortable on the scoreboard in the end, but it was anything but. It took a massive defensive effort as much as the tries. It's the DHL Stormers into a second consecutive Vodacom URC final, full time in